I have put this additional light in here and I've wired that one in and it works, but obviously I need to put the fireboard under here. All of this staircase, this is technically the landing bit, so I don't know whether I can change that for pink if I need to. I don't mind that. But the other bit that I've mainly done is this up here. So that's all plasterboarded there, which is very nice to have done. It's good to get this, all of this done, which is really nice. So I did the ceiling first, and then I did the wall up underneath it. So all of that is done, which is good. The other thing that's arrived, which is quite exciting, is this. This is a little trim, or a kind of metal channel that an LED strip can sit within. So I'll get this out. I'll show you that in a minute, because I'm going to have a look at fitting that. I've got quite a bit more plasterboarding to do, and I've got these ceilings to do. So yeah. It's really awkward to reach. The reason I haven't bothered filming it is because I've been too busy concentrating on actually doing it. And it's just more plasterboard. You guys have seen plasterboard going up tons of times. So it's not particularly exciting or relevant really. So that's fine. But what I am going to do now is just quickly check the height of the depth of these downlights versus the height of the ceiling, because obviously I'm going to have 12mm of plasterboard in there as well. I just want to check that there is enough clearance basically, because I don't want them overheating, but I think there'll be enough, because otherwise what I'll have to do is counterbatten this way, which will then just get complicated, to be honest. So just going to crack one of these open and see. What I've done for this here is I've basically run an LED, or I will be running an LED here, but this little metal bracket will allow me to sit it flush with the plasterboard, so that will go there and it can wash up the wall this way, which will be really nice. So when we turn the hallway lights on, that will come on, which will be really nice. So I'm just going to carry on. I'm not going to film all of this. I might show you some of this. I actually don't have the LEDs with me now anyway, but what I want to check is how I should put the plasterboard in and whether or not it needs, you know, I think I may need a second bit of batten on here just to support it, so that the channel, I need to figure out how to do that, whether I have a bit there and then some cross battens or cross struts, etc, etc. I need to look at that. So yeah, that's something that I will look at in a minute. Lots of dirt and mess and debris from yesterday's work, but it was a pretty efficient day of work. Managed to get the whole of this done. So the slope of the ceiling stops here, and then this is the flat part of the ceiling. You can see I've got the pink fireboard covering up the steel. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. On this one here, I honestly can't fully remember why. There was a timber already up here that we were able to rest. I don't think you can see that, but there is a timber just under here, which is why we didn't need to put a new one in. So when it comes time for me to screw in here, what I'll have to do is catch on the rafters that are already here, and I will also do that in a combination of polyurethane glue, but I'll do it via expanding foam. So, and I started expanding foaming all of these gaps here as well, so that's pretty good. You can also see, I don't know, you should be able to see there, I put in, so there's a gap and there is overboarding as well, 25mm overboard. So I did that through all of this as well. Thankfully that stuff is super light. It's really lightweight, doesn't weigh anything, so that's great. Oh, these are the lights that I'm using. These are integral LEDs, IP67 fireproof downlights. And once you've connected them, you literally just plug the plug the other end in there like this, and they're good to go. So they're really great little lights, nice and easy to use. So yeah, same as this overboarding here. I did all of that as well, all the 25mm stuff. So it's super, super airtight. So I expanding foamed, then I overboarded, and then I plasterboarded. So yeah, it's yeah, there's some expanding foam there. So it's all good. We are cracking on. We're making good pace. So what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to finish all of this. I'm going to put in a new stud, and then I'm going to put the balustrade in across here, and I've also got the door lining, so I can put the door lining on potentially, and then I'll trim this down. And then once I've done that, I may finish the plasterboard on here perhaps. I mean, I've got a myriad of jobs, to be honest, so I'm not short of things to do. So I've put the final newel post in here, and I like that it is same level as that one, and it's notched round, and it's fully in line with this one, and these are nice and evenly spaced. And this is the same height here. This is nice and level. Across here. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So the handrail is level as well, which is good. Nice and solid and sturdy. So now I can put the top caps on these two. And yeah, it's pretty much done. I'm really happy with how that's come out. I like the look of it and the shape, and it's all in line and everything. So that's good. And now I can get the door lining on here. And it is a bit narrower than it was meant to be, but it is what it is. There's nothing I can do to change that. I'll fix it now. So that is how it's going to be. So I'm going to do a quick tidy up. I'm just going to hoover around everywhere, clean everything up. Oh, look, here's the half cap. It sits on there like that, and then the door lining will run down there. I can put the other top cap on here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's that. you'll see I have cut in another back box in here. I stuck this in, these walls are surprisingly thin, and I only had a 35mm back box. So if I had then drilled, rule plugged and screwed, I would have just blown out the other side of the wall. So I didn't bother. So I cut out the amount that I needed to for the depth, and then I stuck it in using expanding foam and actually a little bit of polyurethane glue, you know, the same stuff that you put under in the floors and in the stairs. And this is in absolutely solid. I am properly pulling that and I cannot get that out. So that's awesome. And it means that you can perfectly level it up and get it nice and square. So I'm very happy with that. I've stuck all of the caps on now. I can't remember if I mentioned that in a previous video, including this half one, and I have managed to get pretty much all of the plasterboard on. That up there is the only bit that I need to do left. All of the rest of this is done, and yes, I cut that bit backwards. That's in steel, and I have wired in the lights. And something else that I have done, which is a really rather nice little feature that I will show you. So we have, again, these wireless switches, because it was easy. I had already run actually the 3-core and earth, but I really didn't want to have to chase out that wall and drop it down and step it in and all the rest of it. I just didn't have the bandwidth for it. So so I switched to these instead, which are all run off here. You can see I've got one for the hallway, and then I'm going to have one for the bedroom as well, just to make life easy, even though you'll see here I had already run a 3-core and earth. Oh, actually that's the fire alarm. That's the fire alarm, so that one's fine. But I'd run a 3-core and earth as an intermediate switch so that we can have bedroom lights switched on and off from here, but also from the bedsides, either side. So that is in place, but I think it's just going to be easier using this witchcraft. But look at this, this is cool. So these switch on and off, but I also attached to this one here and snaked down the back and around here a little wall wash LED that lights up there. I just need to trim it down, shunt the LEDs down, and that's that. And I also obviously need to finish the little bit there and build this, but otherwise I am dead chuffed with that. Really, really pleased. This was exhausting, tiring, sweaty, hot, no health and safety whatsoever to try and get this plasterboard on. This I can now get on with a ladder, that's fine, but I don't envy Albert, who's going to have to plaster this because it's bloody high and it goes down a long way. Anyway, now that I've cut that back box in, I can use the faceplate here in conjunction with the metal grid switch, or the grid plate I should say. This is the grid switch, this is the grid plate, and this just clips into here nice and easily, like that. And then that screws into there. So it's a very nice system, and then the faceplate screws on top of that. So yeah, very happy with that. It's come together nicely. So that wraps it up for this video. I am genuinely sorry again that I didn't fully film all of the plasterboard going up on the walls and on the ceiling. It was a manic rush, basically, getting all that up. You'll see we've got all of the plasterboard here with the insulation behind it. This now needs to have a double coat of mesh on it before it can then be freehand plaster skimmed. So Albert's going to be doing that. He'll be coming round. That'll be in the new year. It's actually now Christmas time, and the year's just gotten completely away from me. I started a new job. I'm in the office far more than I was before, so time is compressed. But we've managed to get this done, and I am very, very pleased with it. The lights look really nice, especially up here. This LED wash works beautifully, exactly as I hoped it would. This is the metal tray that I mentioned earlier, and the plaster skim will just go right up to the edge of it, so it will literally be completely flat and flush in there, which is really nice. I'll make a cap for this at the time that I build the doorway. I'll frame this out and I'll put an insulated door on this. That will certainly help. Those are my Christmas pajamas. And this is all now done. So other than this bit here, all of this is covered. Got the pink fireboard, got that for the smoke alarm. So it is starting to come together. And that's pretty much a wrap for the year. I've said it before and I will say it again. I love the community that we have here on the Office Boy Builder channel. So if you're a part of that, maybe you've joined this year, maybe you've been here since the inception, thank you for contributing. Thank you for being a part of it. We really do value all of your input, the comments, the suggestions, things I've done wrong that you would have done differently or better. I really do appreciate you guys keeping me sharp, keeping me on point, and I hope you enjoy the content. If you do, please consider, liking, sharing, subscribing. It really helps the channel. I've started doing a lot more on TikTok and on YouTube Shorts and things like that now as well. So if you see those pop up, please do give them a like. And yeah, I really want to wish you all the very best for 2023. This year has been insane. It's gone really quickly. There is still tons more to do here. Maybe we'll get this finished, maybe we won't, I don't know. But I want to thank you for being part of the journey and wish you all the best for a fantastic 2023. Oh, also, for Christmas, I got one of those little DJI image stabilizing cameras. So no more wobbly, shaky video. Yay!